Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Oh, wow. Okay, so it is August. I just like summer is just summer. I can't believe it's already August, but it is. And I'm excited for chat this morning. I don't know how those two things are related, but we're just going to go with it. Chat today is going to be talking about who we can trust in makeup reviews, because this is the thing. Is what bothers me is that we work hard and we only have X amount of dollars to spend on things for ourselves. You know, we have to pay our bills. We have to take care of, if we have children, we have to take care of our children. If we have pets, we have to take care of our pets. Like, we have our priorities, but sometimes we have a little extra to do with to spend things on things for ourselves. And you have to be very choosy. There are a lot of things out there that you can choose to buy, and you want to make sure you spend your money wisely. So for the past, 5 years or so, 6 years, for me, it's been very much about looking at reviews on YouTube, reviews on Sephora's website, Ulta's website, and trying to figure out how to make educated purchasing decisions so that I don't waste my money. And I feel like, brands have realized the power of reviews. They've realized that this is how people are making their purchasing decisions, and they're starting to manipulate the system. They're actually not starting to, they've been manipulating the system, but they're trying to get more creative about how they manipulate the system. So today I want to talk about, who can we trust? Where do you go for trusted information? Is it a specific YouTuber? Is it a website that you go to? How do we decide whether something is worth spending our money on? I know that in a lot of countries, you can't return things. Even we're very lucky here in the US that most places allow returns within 30 days, sometimes even longer. We're very lucky there, but sometimes you don't live close enough to a place to return it. Maybe the Sephora you bought it at is an hour away, and you don't have time to drive an hour and an hour back in order to return something. So you want to make sure that you're getting something that you really are going to enjoy. So that's the topic for today. I'm very excited to chat. Midpoint, we're going to be talking about what's on my face today, and then we may continue the topic. We may talk about other things. It's kind of up to you all. But before we get into our topic, we're going to be saying hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of Makeup Awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap. It's all about the live chat. That's what makes live chat so special, is it isn't just about what I have to say. It's also about what the community has to say, and we all learn from each other. If you are watching this on the replay, we do these at 10 a.m. Eastern time is when we chat, but you can participate down in the comment section down below. Also, if you're in live chat, I don't see your comment, I don't read it out loud, you really want everybody to see it, you want me to see it, you can leave it in the comments after the video goes live on the channel. All right. Hello. Good morning to Kelly, to Jeannie, to Kimberly. Good morning. Good morning to Caitlin and Stacy and Yasu Cherry, who seems to be one of the first people here every week. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so very much. Julio, good morning to you. Teresa M.O., hello. Hope that you are doing well, my friend. Genvier is how I'm going to say it. Hopefully I did okay. Good morning to Latina and Julio down by the schoolyard. I thought you were throwing up. It's like, okay, so it's a little mountain with a sun, and I thought it was like an emoji with the puke emoji for a second. I'm like, oh no, Latina is sick. I'm so glad it's like a good morning emoji. Just a moment. Good morning to D Sparta. So good to see you. Okay, sorry, I was reading Latina's thing. Can you just imagine Julio spoke? I'm so glad Julio spoke. Julio is Latina's husband. Good morning, and blessings on Latina, blessings on Julio. Freya is here. Good morning to you, and good morning to Monica and Flory and Mel. And thank you to everybody, to my moderators, for being here today and for being so stinking amazing. John and I were just talking about how chat is just so incredibly peaceful and amazing. So thank you so much to the moderators, and thank you to the people who come to live chat every week, who are just the nicest, kindest people. Really appreciate you being here. All right, so let's talk about our topic for today. So, what spurred this on was a little piece that's in What's Up in Makeup today, where I'll give you the short version, but there is the longer version in What's Up in Makeup today. There is a timestamp if you want to skip right to it. It's in the middle of the product report. And basically what happened was every time I look for new products, what I do is I go over, I'm thinking about doing, I just totally got an ADHD moment. I'm thinking about doing a video like chronicling how I do What's Up in Makeup. I had done it in stories or something on YouTube, but I'm thinking about doing a whole video on it. But what I do is I go over to Ulta's website, Sephora's website, and I sort the products by new. And then I look to see specifically if they have reviews or not. Because sometimes with Ulta and Sephora, they'll say something's new when it's not actually new. Maybe it's a shade extension. Maybe they've added minis. So it's not actually a new product. Because when I do put something in like that and I say that it's new, I get all the comments of people being like, Jen, that's not new. Like, for example, recently the Strivectin products over at Sephora, I said that their primer was new when actually it was just new to Sephora because Strivectin was new to Sephora. So that was a mistake on my end. So I try really hard not to talk about things that are old. And the way that I identify that is whether they have reviews or not. So when I went over and was trying to put in the stuff from Ella Luz, which is brand new on Ulta's website, Ella Luz was started by Camilla Coelho, who she's an influencer, and it's an incubator brand that also did Patrick Starr's One Size, and they're called I'm spacing out on the name right now. Luxury Brand Partners. And they also, it says Becca Cosmetics on there, which I thought was kind of interesting. But there's a bunch of brands over there. You can go to luxurybrandpartners.com and see all the names of the brands. But anyway, I digress. So I noticed that there were like 50 some reviews for some of the products. Some of them had 10, some of them had 50 some reviews. And I was like, on their Instagram, they said they just launched. So why the heck are there already all these reviews? Because I've legit never seen this. I've been doing What's Up in Makeup for almost 6 years. That's a long time to be like, for a while I had reporters that were looking at things too, but I would always go back at the very last bit and look and sort and make sure we got the very last things, just in case Ulta or Sephora snuck something at the end. Usually they didn't. But typically, I would still look even when I had a team of reporters looking for things for me. So anyway, so point is I never saw this happen ever until yesterday. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I reached out to Ella Luz, and they basically said that they sent out a bunch of product for review to reviewers and influencers and had them leave reviews. But what I don't understand is why it was, how they had access to the product page before it went live, because with Influencer, usually people don't have access to that until after the product's live. I don't know. It was just weird. And it made me kind of go, what the heck is happening here? Like, what even is this? Like, what? Because there's a big market in having good reviews. If a brand pops out of the gate with a ton of positive reviews, then it looks like it's good and it'll encourage people to buy it. But then we have situations like when we had Sunday Riley, who they were having their employees write reviews for the products, which was stupid because they have really good products. They didn't need employees writing positive reviews, where that was super shady, and they got in big trouble for that. They got, I forget, there was some kind of lawsuit against them. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak to the specifics. I don't know the specifics of it off the top of my head, but they were ordered not to do that anymore. I don't think they even got a fine for it. They were just ordered not to leave their own reviews from their company anymore. So I had specifically asked Ella Luz on Instagram, is this employees of your company writing these reviews? And they said no. So I don't know. It just was really weird. But people that don't watch What's Up in Makeup and people that don't look for those things aren't going to notice. And then if you scroll down to the bottom of them, which is very important, I'm glad they did, some of them say hashtag sponsored on them. That they were actually paid people to leave positive reviews, I guess, unless the person didn't use the sponsored hashtag properly. Some people think sponsored is just getting a product for free, when sponsored means you actually get paid. So I don't know if the people were actually paid or not. So yeah, I mean, it's just, people just don't know. So it's really important as consumers, if, to read those things and just make mental note, because we all know people can get things for free and still leave a legit review, but it may be something we want to make mental note of. All right, let's see what you all have to say about this topic. Yeah, Rocio says with Sephora, it happens all the time. That has not been my personal experience, but I mean, you're probably seeing things that I'm not. Um, yeah, I don't know. And Mel, exactly. It makes you think if reviews are actually real. Totally, totally. Yeah, Ashley says, I wonder if they're adding the reviews from the Influencer app on the Sephora page or on the Ulta page. And that's possible, but they would have to add it before the product launches. That was what was weird to me. That's what stood out to me that was different. It's like, I don't know. I've just never seen it before. Yeah, thriving and beyond, preempting consumer opinion before the products are even available. Act, and it's like I don't know. I get it from a marketing standpoint. You need to stand out as a brand. There's so many makeup companies. There's so many products launching every single week, and you need to stand out somehow. And reviews is a way to stand out. So I don't know. I just found it to be interesting. This is interesting. Makeup. I believe you have a YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube channel? You'll have to tell me. I think you might. Unfortunately, I was approached by a brand offering free product and very little money, gift cards for their product. And the contract said nothing bad could be said about the product. Was that an Amazon one? Because I get those from Amazon all the time. We all know Amazon is problematic when it comes to fake reviews. I would imagine. Yeah. I mean, just but it's very frustrating because, like I said earlier, we all depend. At least I do. I don't know if we all. I can't say we all as a blanket statement because I don't know every single person that's watching this. But I feel like reviews are the way that sometimes I choose to purchase products. Now, what I've done for me, the way that I choose to buy a product is well, having a makeup review channel, it's a little bit different than if I was just buying it just for myself and not to present it to other people. But one big factor is I watch YouTube channels that I trust. There's certain influencers, YouTube reviewers that I trust completely. And I don't know about you. And that doesn't mean that when I watch their videos, I expect our opinions always to match because that's not always true. But I feel like some influencers have more weight on me as far as opinions than other people. And I'm curious to know who you all watch and who you trust, who are the channels you watch, because it's been a long time since we've talked about that, like channels that we're watching, because I feel like, when you find a person that you have had good experience with their recommendations in the past, I think that really is a good way to get a good opinion on a review on whether to buy a product. Yeah, Allison says, I always trust Jessica Braun. And I think Jessica has done a fantastic job keeping her integrity and really doing a nice job with reviews. And another thing about reviews is it's easy as a reviewer to get a product, barely try it, and then talk about it and not mention that you really haven't tried it a whole lot. I think that piece is really, really important to really talk about whether if you feel like you haven't really tried it a whole lot, to make sure you say that. So people have that information when they're watching your review. Mel says, I trust Jen, Tati, Allie Glines, and Audra with my makeup purchases. That's a great list. I'm very honored to be in that list. Yeah, Maximum Effort says influencer reviews are on Sephora and Ulta. Yes, but it stated I received this product in exchange for my fair review, and I've seen bad reviews. I have too. I feel like the influencer reviews really are sometimes very accurate. I can't even say sometimes, pretty much most of the time. Let me rephrase again. I've never felt when I knew influencer was sending out stuff that people were being dishonest. I felt like it's a nice mix of critique and positive. And I appreciate that because that says something to influencer as a platform that people feel confident that they're not going to be punished for their negative review. And I think that's really, really important when we have these kinds of programs, that people that are getting these products don't feel like they're going to be punished by never getting something from the brand ever again, or never getting something from influencer again if they leave, their negative thoughts, their critical thoughts, I should say, rather than negative. Yeah. Where's Jen? Jen on Box says, I start with the people I know for reviews as much as I can. My own collective hive mind of family and friends. I think that's really important. That's fantastic. If you have family and friends that are involved, that are like into this stuff, that is fabulous. I don't, unfortunately. Well, I have friends, but I don't have family. My family doesn't. And I don't have like friends that are in like my daily, like when I go to ukulele on Tuesdays, they're not really super into like makeup. They're getting more into skincare, but it's more I'm like giving them stuff to try and then they try it and they tell me what they think. Or, I give them advice on, ingredients and all of that. They're not like they don't watch beauty YouTube, like I feel like I don't know. I wish I had people that were as into it as I am. They just kind of do it as like a side thing because it's just, it's a very minor part of their lives is what I'm saying. It's very minor in their lives. It's not like a big thing. So I wish I had family and friends of people that like I get together with all the time in person. Thankfully I do have a lot of very good friends that are also do YouTube full time. So I definitely trust their opinions 100%. Yeah, Jenny says, I try to read up on many websites for review before buying. I look at influencers and Instagrammers that I trust before buying. And I know some people don't even look at reviews. Some people, they look at it and they go, oh, I trust that brand. I've gotten stuff from that brand before that I really enjoy. So I see a new launch from that brand. So I'm going to try it because I trust that brand with their quality. I think that's another thing. All right, scrolling down. Oh, we have a new member. Bethy, thank you so much for joining the elite. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much. Yes, Teresa's Dead is amazing, Tammy. I love Teresa. I love her so much. She's fabulous. Kathleen Lights, yes. Taylor Wynn, yes. Risa loves makeup. These are all fabulous people. I love these people. Yes. Randy, this is a really important point. Randy says, honestly, there's no one whose recommendations always work for me. However, there are a lot of people whose opinions I trust to be honest. Yes, totally. And I feel like it's important too that, us as reviewers, we talk about why we like something or don't like something. Because like, for example, like I have quote unquote normal skin, which I feel like is extremely abnormal, meaning that I don't have particularly oily skin. I don't have particularly dry skin. I feel like that's pretty weird. So because like when I'm trying like a cream blush or a foundation, that may wear, and well, in climate too, that may wear completely differently on me than it may wear on somebody with oily skin or dry skin. It also depends on what primer you're using and all of that. So disclosing all of that and saying all of that so people can do that comparison, I think is really important so that people, when you're watching, you might know, well, I have oily skin. This person has dry skin. The foundation may wear differently on me. So what works for one person, it can vary. Absolutely. Yeah. Karen says, I watch a couple of influencers who never speak badly about any products and I just watch them for entertainment value. Oh, that is very valid. Very, very valid. There are people that are, they love it so much all the time, everything. But I do think, okay, so to play the other side of this, some reviewers choose to not speak badly about products. So if they get something they don't like, they just leave it off of their channel. So that is a thing. That is a choice. That is not a choice that I make, but that's a choice that some people make. It is possible to be a channel that loves everything so much and they're still being honest because maybe they're just not talking about the things they don't like. But at the same time, yeah. I just wanted to share that side real quick. Gigi says, Samantha March and Michelle Wong. Yeah, some of my good friends. Yay. Oh, we have new members. We have more new members. Thank you so much. Where'd they go? Hold on. I lost it. We got Bethy. And then, hold on. There they are. Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. And Elizabeth, thank you so much. Y'all are so nice to join the elite. People ask me why I set that up, and it's kind of an alternative to doing super chat. Super chat makes me super uncomfortable. When I see like a $20 thing going in, it makes me uncomfortable and it makes me flustered and it makes me kind of go like I'm very, very grateful. Don't get me wrong, extremely, extremely grateful, but I feel like that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot of money. I feel like that's too much money. Like, I don't know, it just makes me get all like weird. So that's why I stood up the Elite because it's only $1.99 and it's just a way to support the channel and to support, what I'm doing here and have it not be uncomfortable for me. Cause it's like, it's $2. So that's one of the reasons why I set up the Elite. So thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you. Oh no. Joey says the $161 Hourglass eyeshadow has changed my opinions about some creators. I'm sad to say. So tell me more about that, Joey. So we're saying that because they loved them so much, did they say that they felt they were worth $161 and maybe you tried them and didn't feel like they were worth that? If you don't know what we're talking about, it was a 5-pan eyeshadow palette where you can switch out the shades, and it was $161. In my opinion, very overpriced. But I haven't tried them, so that's something that should be noted too.
Joey said yes.
Wait. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Joey says yes. Yeah. Well, but I mean, yeah. I don't know, but maybe they are that amazing. I don't know. But maybe they're not. I mean, I honestly can't imagine like thinking 5 eyeshadows are worth $161 even in that pretty packaging. Like it just seems it's over my personal price point. It's over my personal price point. But maybe it's not over theirs. I don't know. Like I try really hard not to be super judgy, but at the same time, sometimes it's really hard not to be judgy. It's really hard sometimes. Lisa says, I try to keep in mind that when watching a review, it's based on that person's experience. Everyone's skin is different. Atmosphere, environment, age, hormones make a difference. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, Monica says, I really like Nakia Joy, but we have totally different skin types. I love her. She's such a lovely person. We've talked a bit in DM and she's very kind. I wouldn't say we're close friends, but I've talked to her in DM. She's lovely. Yeah, Robbie Christine. I love that woman. I love her so much. Christy and I have been around together for a long time. Christy and I used to have the same amount of subscribers, and then she blew past me after the Jaclyn Hill lipstick thing. And I was so happy for her. I DM'd her and I was like, Christy, I'm living vicariously through you. I was like, everything good that happens to you, I'm living through it because we were like both at like 50,000 subscribers together and we'd met a couple of times. And she's a lovely person. I love her so much. That's one good thing about going to a lot of beauty events is I've met a lot of people. So it's cool to see how people are in person. Like honestly, I would say 90% of the people I've met have just been so incredibly lovely. Oh, interesting. Laurel says, a couple of YouTubers I watched didn't mention the price, but it's like the pink elephant in the room. Why didn't they mention the price? Like, isn't that like important? I don't know. Maybe they were just glossing by it or something. I don't know. Yeah, Angela says the first person I watch every morning is Mel Thompson. She's awesome. She is awesome. And she is a friend of mine. And I just adore Mel. She's lovely. She's very kind. Interesting. Vivian says, this week changed my opinion of some content creators when everyone has been in love with the new foundation. Lancome, I think you can just tell when new PR boxes go out. Okay. So this is something I want to talk about. Absolutely. So I think okay. When I first started on YouTube, I was getting zero PR, of course. Then I started getting PR and I was feeling like this was a gift to me from the company and they were taking a chance on me. And I felt bad saying anything negative about something sent to me in PR because I felt like, they were kind enough to send it to me. And I think I've said this before. It's kind of like your grandma gives you a gift and you feel like you have to say thank you and you have to say that you love it, whether you love it or not, because you don't want to hurt grandma's feelings. Like that's the way I felt when I first started getting PR. And the more I got PR, the more I personally realized that it's not a gift at all. It's a promotional opportunity. It is an inexpensive way to get ad space, is to send people PR. It's very, very cheap to send a product. It is basically the lowest rung on the totem pole as far as influencer advertising, is to just send product out there and just hope somebody reviews it and likes it. If you look up influencer marketing, which I was doing for a while when I was doing a lot of Skillshare, that's the lowest rung on the totem pole, is sending out free product to a bunch of people, where the highest rung would be to pay for sponsored content on a very large platform or hiring a celebrity. Those are the highest rungs. This is the lowest. So what I'm trying to get to is that once you start doing this for a while, you realize that the brand is using you. The brand, by sending you PR, the brand is using you to get their product out there, which is fine. That's what brands have to do in order to advertise. Brands use television shows in order to advertise on them. So PR isn't really, like, once you start getting it for a while, you realize that it's not about you. It's about advertising for the brand. And I don't think that just getting PR is going to influence positive reviews from people that are getting a good bit of PR. I feel like we really need to watch out for is the smaller influencers that love everything so much, because I feel like they need the PR in order to have content for the channel. This is just from my personal experience. I'm sure every single smaller influencer is different. Everybody's different. I'm not saying this is a blanket statement for all smaller influencers, but I feel like, when you need the PR in order to keep your channel going, you may be more hesitant. I know I was more hesitant to say things that were negative about products because I knew that I could be taken off that PR list and I needed to be on that PR list. When you start getting it a lot, your channel starts doing well, you can afford to buy products. You don't necessarily need them in PR. So, but some smaller influencers can afford to buy products and they don't need them in PR either. So that's why this isn't a blanket statement. But I just want to make sure that I stress that just because a bunch of influencers get something in PR doesn't mean that it's going to be a positive review from everybody. Did I spend way too much time on that? Absolutely. But thank you, Vivian. I mean, I feel like you have to, based on Vivian saying, I feel like you have to see what vibe you get from that person. If it feels like that person is just saying that, you're seeing the evidence on the screen, the foundation looks like crap, and they're saying it looks amazing, you have to trust your instinct on it. And if it changes your opinion of that influencer, then absolutely. But I just want to stress about that PR does not mean it's going to be a biased review necessarily. So Anna says, oh, I judge. I judge. How was my voice? Was that what you meant by it? Yes, the freckle one. On my channel, integrity is of utmost importance. If we don't have that, we have nothing. Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that some smaller influencers, not all, miss, is that if you don't have your integrity as a smaller channel, your channel most likely will not grow. Even if you love everything so much and brands keep sending you PR, if you love everything so much, your audience will not trust you and they will not watch your videos and your channel will not grow regardless of how much PR you get. And brands might stop sending you PR because your audience is too small for them, because you haven't built that trust within your audience. So where it gets really a little sketch is if the channel grows. And well, you know what? I'm not even going to say that because I don't think that that's necessarily true now that I'm putting it in my head. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. The freckled one is that integrity is so important because that's how you build an audience. Yeah, Diana says, so far I'm with you on everything. I've received PR from brands and after being honest about products, never heard from them again, LOL. But my integrity means more to me than getting stuff, 100%. And I think a lot of smaller influencers are exactly like that. I think a lot of larger influencers are exactly like that, mid-size. It just depends on the person. And I think that's why it's important to find people that you trust, which is the theme of this video, is to find people that their integrity is the most important thing. And I think you can feel it through the lens. I think you can really feel it. Absolutely. Gigi, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate you. Thank you, Gigi. Yeah, Angela, love this. Kinky Sweat has been going back into older palettes she has instead of doing PR every day. I wish more influencers did that. Totally. Totally. I love Kinky Sweat. If you've never seen Alicia over at Kinky Sweat, she's fabulous. Hi, friends. I love her so much. She's lovely. Yeah. Pam says, see, I enjoy watching smaller influencers because they do have to buy a lot of their products because they don't get a ton of PR and they can speak freely about it. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm not trying to say anything negative about, please. Okay. Let me make sure I clarify. I want to make sure I clarify. I did not mean that as a blanket statement of all smaller influencers. I said it multiple times, but I'm going to say it again. But there are a few that I've seen. There are a few that I've seen that seem very influenced by their PR. And it's really like maybe 10%, one out of every 10 smaller influencers I watch. I watch a lot of smaller influencers because I like the same thing like Pam. I enjoy watching smaller influencers because they do buy a lot of their products and they know the feeling of buying something, having your money leave, and then, what we're talking about here. You've got this amount of money to spend and you want to spend it on something that's going to be worth your while. So yeah, I agree with Pam 100%. And I'm literally talking about this many people out of this huge group of smaller influencers. I want to make sure I'm very clear about that because people will take that little soundbite of me saying smaller influencers and they will say I'm talking about everybody. And there's nothing I can do about that. But that's not what I'm trying to say at all. Oh, it's 10:32. It's time to take a little bit of a break. Let's talk about what's on my face today. And then we can keep talking about this or we can talk about other topics. Totally up to you. So let's talk about what is on my eyes today. I am still trying out the Sydney Grace Temptalia palettes. This is on the horizon. And I use the greens here, the greens and these two shades here. And they're fun. They're really fun. This is what's on my lower lash line. This is on my upper lid. And I also used this shade here. So the shine, in case you're listening, the shiny white shade. Let me just swatch these for you. They're beautiful. The shades that I used. We even put one on my thumb. These are the shades that I used today. Boop, 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 boop. I know this isn't going to help you if you're just listening, but those are the shades that are on my eyes today. And they're fun. They're fun to play with. I have found that some of them I've been having a little bit of trouble blending some of the mattes, and that's been a little weird for me because I usually love Sydney Grace mattes. So that's why I want to try this more. I thought about including these in favorites and fails, but I don't think I'm quite ready to give like a final review. I feel like I need to play with them more. There's so many with all three palettes. These were sent to me in PR. I feel like there's so many of them and I just need to spend a little bit more time before I say more about them. On my cheeks today, I used the Milani Cheek Kiss. I believe I purchased this. Yes, I did. I purchased this. This really has a very light pigmentation. Oh my gosh, very, very light pigmentation. Let me show you where we're at here. It is very difficult to build up. I feel like it was a little better. Well, look at that. Maybe I didn't put on enough this morning, but I think I was just not putting on enough. See, as you blend it, it's really light. Like you really have to pile it on. So if you have a very fair skin tone, this is probably going to be great for you because some cream blushes, like liquid blushes like this, are very, very pigmented and hard to use for lighter skin tones. But this one, just if you have a deeper skin tone, you can only blend it so much. Like you can barely even see it on me. Like it's barely there. So yeah, just as a warning, pigmentation is very light on this. On my lips today, this is PR. This is the shade Dune by Kaleidos, and that is what's on my lips today. And that's part of the Flower Punk collection. It came in the little tin that they sent me. And then this is an old favorite that I'm realizing I've kind of grown up out of, and I'm so sad because I wanted to marry Mary Lou at one point, and now I'm not so much. I'm not enjoying how glowy this is today. Like I feel like I look sweaty. Like I feel like it just doesn't look as pretty as I feel like it used to. Like it's too much. I think it's just, I'm just growing up out of it. Maybe it's just the trends. I don't know. But Mary Luminizer by the Balm has been a favorite highlighter of mine for years. It got buried in my drawer and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't used Mary Lou in a long time. And I just don't like it as much. Is that weird that I don't like it as much? I don't know. I feel like it's just, it's too much. Maybe I just haven't used a highlighter like Mary Lou in a long time. Maybe that's why. And also my foundation is a lighter coverage. I use that Kokie Cosmetics HD foundation that was at the top of my countdown, I think in June. And it's just a more of a medium coverage foundation. I feel like this is just, it's way too intense for me. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the second half of chat. Tina from the Fancy Face is here. Welcome, Tina. Thank you for being here. She says, it's such a slippery slope. I've watched people change over time. They were trustworthy at first, and then they started working with their dream brands, and now everything is great from a brand. You know, really good point, Tina. As always, Tina always makes great points. If you're not familiar with her channel, highly recommend. Very, very honest reviewer. Definitely somebody that I trust 100% when it comes to reviews. Yeah, great point. Great point. Jen Gerard is here from Gerard Cosmetics. Thank you so much for being here, Jen. I appreciate you. Scroll down a bit. Yeah, Lindsay, this is a great point. Mary Lou's my favorite inner corner. Maybe I'll start using this as an inner corner highlight instead of an all-over highlighter. Yeah, Jennifer says people's tastes are constantly changing. And I think that's something as far as reviews too. Sometimes influencers are judged because their tastes change. That it's not like, you know, they said they liked it and now they hate it. It's just that their taste changed. The product's still performing the same. It's just their taste changed, you know? Oh, Stephanie says it looks good. Well, thank you. Adriana says, ha, this is why I love makeup trends. They always change so much. What people loved 2 years ago is not the same thing they love now. It's so interesting, isn't it? Evelyn says, can you talk about how drama channels have been straight up evil lately? Unfortunately, evil is what gets views, you know, and we'll talk about this for a minute. I was thinking about talking about this in another chat, but we'll just touch on it.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is what I was thinking about talking about this today. This is the thing, is when we watch drama channels, we need to make sure that we take things with a grain of salt because there is always an agenda, in my opinion, there. Well, I can't say always because absolute statements are never true. So, you like how I did that? This is the thing, is drama channels, drama content make money off of views, just like I make money off of views, just like every YouTuber makes money off of views. And the best way to make money off of views is to take someone that's going through it and make a video about it. I've done it. I've done it. I'm not exempt from this. Take what that person is going through, what that brand is going through, make a video. Okay? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, that's the fact. That's what people want to watch. So the more sensational that it can be made in the title and thumbnail, the more clicks you're going to get. Once people are in the video, the more negative that video is, the ruder it is, the more nailing them to the wall it is. Typically, the more people seem to enjoy it, subscribe, that channel seems to grow. That's just my opinion. Well, maybe that, you know what? That's not necessarily true. I should say that's not necessarily true. But I find that happens a lot where people are rewarded for being extra nasty. And the way to change that is just not to reward that behavior. If we're watching drama channels, which I admit that I do. I don't think that it's a bad thing to watch drama channels, but to make sure when you're watching a drama channel, know that nobody has all of the facts behind that situation, except for the people that are involved, no matter what it is, no matter what that situation is, whether it's Tati in the lawsuit or James Charles or, Jaclyn Hill or whatever, whoever is the topic. Nobody has the full story. So I think a lot of times people will watch a drama video and they'll take it as the full story, judge the person based on the content of the drama video, instead of understanding that the drama channel only has this much of the story, most likely. people only know what's said publicly. Nobody knows what's happening behind the scene except for the people that are involved. So I think as viewers, it's really important to, we love to judge, we love to make absolute, we love to burn the witch. So I think it's important to kind of take it with a grain of salt and recognize the information we know, but then know that there's things that we may not know. So I just want to put that out there. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Makeup. Why are we so attracted to drama and negativity? I think that part of it is that we want to see someone struggling more than we are. Like, it's like, well, at least I'm not that person. It's like the whole thing about like reality television. At least I'm not that person, like it's people like to feel like they're doing all right, you know? And I think that that's part of it. I think that's part of it. Hi, Shay. I haven't seen Shay in a long time. How you been, Shay? It's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, Shay Extreme. Some drama channels are pure evil. I do think some of them are pure evil. I don't think all of them are, but I think some of them are. I think some drama channels, and I feel like this was more in the past than now. I feel like some drama channels really just want to give all the information, say this is what happened. What do you think about it? And I feel like those drama channels I really appreciate. But some of them really truly they enjoy causing pain. I think they enjoy hurting people. I think they relish in it. At least they seem to really enjoy knowing that they're causing pain and causing pain on purpose. And that is just gross to me. It's one thing to present a situation and say what happened and then say your opinion. It's another thing to make connections about things that you don't know about and present it as fact. I think that's the difference. Alex says, can we talk about how most influencers need a redemption arc after a scandal happened? Smokey Glow went really in depth into this topic. I do think that it's like I think people forget that I'm a mom in my basement, and that, whoever it is, they're just people. They wake up in the morning and they brush their teeth and they eat breakfast. And you know what I mean? Like, they have other lives outside of YouTube. And I think that people look for that redemption arc because they're treating people that are social media personalities as characters instead of actual human beings. And I think if we can get past that, influencers need to be perfect all the time. We don't need a redemption arc because we understand and we have grace and we understand that influencers may make a mistake because they're human, So, yeah. Dark Angel says drama channels for me are entertainment only. I don't take anything they say as truth. It's more comedy for me. Yeah. Oh, Karen says Swoop's last 2 videos were really good. I haven't watched Swoop in a while. That's good to know. Yeah, interesting. I think a lot of people accuse influencers of this. Some drama makes me wonder if it's not all PR stunts. And this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about, is we will never know. Some drama happens and then there's a launch of something. I always see that connection, whether, they did the drama on purpose to get their name out in the press because they're going to have a big launch. To me, that doesn't make sense, but supposedly it works. Supposedly it works. I don't know though. But yeah, that's one of those connections that we just can't possibly know. And some people take it as fact. And I think as long as we understand that we're never going to see the whole puzzle, we're only going to see pieces of it. I think that's a thing. Jen, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Saucer Jess says Dr. Todd Grande is the best drama channel ever. He's hilarious. And it's funny because I don't think Dr. Todd Grande intended to be a drama channel, but he kind of is. He is funny. His dry sense of humor gets me every time. Oh my gosh. Oh, Karen says that Swoop did the video on Millie Bobby Brown and then Simone Biles. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't watched Swoop in a while. Swoop is one of the best editors I've ever seen on YouTube. She is a video producer. Like she is incredibly talented at video editing. Like it's like on a whole nother artistic level. Yeah, Morgan says I unsubscribed from the few drama channels I was subscribed to because naturally, as a human, it's tempting to click on and watch. And my feed is now only makeup related, and I love it stress free. And like honestly, like I find myself clicking on drama videos when I feel like it's going to relate to my content on the channel, as far as whether I'm going to talk about a brand or an influencer or whatever. Like I like to have the full story. I mean, we're never going to have the full story, but I feel like sometimes when I watch a drama video, depending on the channel, I'm going to get more pieces of the puzzle. I'm going to see more receipts. I'm going to see, so that I can wrap my brain around it just a little bit better. But I always take videos with a grain of salt when it comes to it. Unless even when they're done by the people involved, you never know if they're telling you the whole truth or if it's an edited version. You never know. Wendy, thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the Elite. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to do an Elite only live stream soon. Oh, I missed somebody? I got Jen. Yep, I got Jen. Thank you. I appreciate you looking out. Thanks, John. Yeah, Peter Mott, he's a trip. He's funny kind and he's not cruel. He's not cruel, and I love that about him. Evelyn says, what's more effective, watching 5 seconds and disliking a drama vid or ignoring completely? Ignoring completely, 100%. When you click on a drama video and you hit the dislike button after watching 5 seconds, what you're doing is you're engaging with the content, you're giving them a view, but you are cutting down on their watch time percentage. So if you click on a video and you exit right out and you don't watch any of the video, that does in a way kind of hurt their average as far as their amount of watch time for that video. But I think the engagement is more powerful. The fact that you're clicking on the video and the fact that you're hitting the dislike button is still considered engagement. If you leave a comment, that's even more engagement. So it actually helps them. So ignoring completely is the best thing you can do. Hide channel from there's like three little dots in the top right corner of the video where you can click and it says, don't show me this channel anymore. Click on that. So
people were asking about how to join the Elite. Will you just plug that real quick?
Okay, so if you would like to join the Collective Brain Elite, I'm not telling you have to. I'm not saying that I need you to join the Collective Brain Elite. It's just an option. If you would like, there should be a little $sign above the little green $sign above the chat where you post a comment. That it should be there. If you're watching this on the replay, I think that it is underneath the video. It should be on my channel page as well. There should be a little join button. But again, it is totally up to you. I don't need anybody to join. It's really if you just want to support the channel. If you just want to support me, it's kind of like a tip. If you would like to do that, it's fine, but I'm not pressuring anybody to do it. It is just, as an adult, your choice. I know people get a lot of crap about having any kind of monetary thing where you can donate. So I don't want to say that I need you to do this. It's just an option. Which Jewel says, that's why I stopped watching the news. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Soralina. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, some channels feel more like news, which I don't mind watching. And I feel like some drama channels started off really presenting all of the information and letting the viewer kind of decide and just kind of giving a side opinion. And then some of them have kind of gone past that because it's easier and faster to just spout an opinion with very little facts presented. It's very hard and it takes a lot of time to gather all of the receipts and the facts. And if you can get just as many views without having to gather all of that, then I mean, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of work to gather all those receipts and really present a full picture. This is an interesting topic. I was a little nervous to bring it up, but it is a very interesting topic. Angel Baby. Jen, what do you think about the BH and the Amore in Amalfi palette? They marketed it as new palette when it's really the Chillin' in Chicago palette with new packaging, and they didn't tell customers. I have not heard of this. This is the first I'm hearing of this. I think that's weird. I think that's an odd choice and very frustrating for anybody that bought the Chillin' in Chicago palette and then wanted to buy the Amore in Amalfi palette and realized then when they got both of them, they were the exact same stinking palette. That is very frustrating. Do I think it is the biggest evil that ever is evil? No. But I think that's weird. I think it's an odd choice, and I would be very disappointed if I was that person purchasing. But that's the first I've heard of that. Oh, Kimberly, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you. Thank you, Elite members. You all are great. I mean, like, I really appreciate it so, so very much. Interesting. Univeral. Yeah, were you going to block that person? Or no? Okay. I was like, this is interesting.
Go ahead.
It's interesting. It's an interesting point. YouTube should stop this monetization stuff. The software engineers have done a lot of work, so people should share content out of love rather than financial interest. This is the thing. The reason why YouTube is what it is because of monetization. That is why it is what it is, because you wouldn't have people creating as much content, as good a quality content, if it was just based on the way it used to be in the beginning of YouTube. Being somebody, I was on YouTube in 2006. So they started monetization in 2009 with a select group of creators. And then 2008 with a select group of creators. And they opened up to everybody in 2009. So I was on the platform when nobody was getting paid. And what you would get was thrown together videos of people very, edited, but very thrown together, infrequent content. And why people created content was to be on the leaderboard. There was a top 10 wasn't even influencers then, top 10 YouTubers, and you wanted to get onto that. You wanted to become more popular. That was the only motivation. The biggest YouTubers back then had about 30,000 subscribers. Those were the top of the leaderboard. We're talking Smosh, we're talking Bohem, we're talking, there was a guy named Zipster. I mean, there are people, a lot of channels that don't even make content anymore. So anyway, I don't think that if we got rid of monetization, at this point, people are used to having their content monetized. So the number of YouTube videos from creators, from people like me, would go down significantly because I do this as a full-time job. If I couldn't do this as a full-time job, I would get another job, right? But I wouldn't be able to put as much time and effort into my content. So that's a factor. So yeah, I mean, I can see the perspective of YouTube should stop monetizing, but at the same time, YouTube wouldn't be YouTube without monetization because people are able to make this a full-time job. Therefore, they put more into their content, spend more time, make more content because they'll make more money. Of course, there's exceptions to the rule where there are people that grow really big and then only put up one video a month because they don't need more money when it comes down to it. They don't need the monetization anymore. So yeah, it's an interesting point.
They said, okay, understood.
Cool. That's just, I mean, but I don't mean to, I'm not trying to like be against you. I'm just saying like in general, I'm not trying to be negative or like mean or anything. I swear, like I'm just kind of expressing my point of view. But yeah, I hope you didn't feel like that I was like attacking you or anything because I didn't mean it like that. If it came off like that, I'm so sorry because I didn't mean it like that. Totally. Please don't like, I hear this from a lot of people. You are not the only one with that perspective. There are so many people with that perspective. You are not alone at all. Oh yeah, totally. Lisa says, I can't watch the drama channels who so obviously have hate for certain people. I can't watch them and take their content seriously when the hate is real. Yeah, totally. When you can feel it, like coming off screen. And really the only reason why they're making the video is because they want to hurt that person. That is something that I do not and have never done, is made a video specifically because I don't like somebody and just to hurt them. I think that that is absolutely awful. Oh, we've only got 6 minutes left. Oh my gosh, chat went by so fast today. Aw, Danny, thank you so much. Girl, you're my entertainment every Sunday morning. I want to support every way I can. Thank you so much, Danny. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Miranda says, when Jen said this is the thing, you know it's going to be good. You know, Evelyn wants to know, do you have thoughts on the Blend Bunny Blend Cosmetics palette? I've never tried any of their products. I've seen them popping around, but I don't know anything about that brand. Yeah. Hi, Audra. Audra says YouTube is a pretty expensive hobby. To be honest, in its current form, if creators aren't paid, we'd be lucky to get one video a week. Most of us have full-time jobs as well. Thank you so much for that, Audra. Absolutely. And I think that that is definitely left out of the narrative 100%. So thank you for mentioning that, because that is a piece that I left out by accident, because it is an expensive hobby, 100%. And a lot of times when you're a smaller influencer, you buy something and you don't make enough money to even cover the product. And that is a huge factor in how much content somebody creates, especially when it comes to review content, which was kind of the topic of this video, is that, you know, when you're spending more money than you're gaining, it's like, you know, I'm putting in all of this work and all of this time and I'm making, you know, $20 and the product cost me 40, you know. But yeah, thank you, Audra, for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Kimberly says, I do watch certain drama channels for the entertainment value mostly. I'm a nurse. Honestly, sometimes it's nice to just decompress. And I'm not shaming drama channels in any way. Like, you know, you have, everybody has a choice. I'm very big on freedom of choice. And if that's the way you choose to create your content, I've created content that's very drama channel like, in that it talks about a current scandal or a current influencer, a current situation, and given my opinion on it. So I am in no way judging drama channels as being a bad thing. The only thing I would say is bad is when the video is created specifically to harm other people. That is bad to me. Just that behavior is bad. Or when people will make connections that aren't true and spread it as if it is truth, and then rumors are going around that this thing is true when it was just based on somebody's assumptions and making false connections. So that I think is bad as well. And there are drama channels that live off of that, which is irritating. Yeah, this is interesting. Melissa says, while we're at it, let's just not pay our doctors because they should just want to help people. This was like kind of the attitude when I was teaching. You know, you should be teaching just for the love of the kids, you know, all of that. And you know, there's so many, I could do an entire chat on the misconceptions about what it's like to be a public school teacher. Like, there's so much that people don't know about behind the scenes of being a public school teacher. And the problem is if public school teachers speak out about it, there are consequences for them in the workplace a lot of times. I can't say everybody, but at least where I worked, if you speak out about the issues that you're having, you know, to other teachers, to like outside of your school, like you can talk about it within your school, but if you talk to other teachers outside of the school and it gets back to your principal's boss, oh, your life is going to be hell until they access you and then send you to a school that's 20 miles away from your house. You know, like, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. And then people say, you know, teachers should just do it for the love of the children. And it's like, the amount of crap that teachers put up with it's other level. It's other level. Not all teachers. Some teachers don't work in those kinds of environments, but that's why I quit. Could not do it. Could not do it. Yeah, Zosia is the way I'm going to pronounce it. Hopefully I did okay. Concern creating is a lot of work. It isn't fair to creators to have them do a full-time job but want them not to be paid for it. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I mean, I get that ads are annoying, and I know some people put in a lot of ads. My rule with ads is I don't put them in more than every 7 minutes. So if a video is 14 minutes long, I'll put a mid-roll ad. And very rarely, and I don't really make content that's shorter than 14 minutes, but let's say it's 21 minutes. I'll still only put in one ad. Is that right? No, then I'll put in 2 ads if it's 21 minutes. But if it's like 18 minutes or 20 minutes, I'll still usually only put 1 ad. Because I feel like more than every 7 minutes is annoying. But the more ads you put in, the more money you make, and it can make a difference of hundreds of dollars. I'm not talking about, the difference of 5 or 6 bucks. I'm talking hundreds of dollars difference within an extra ad, depending on the number of views you get on a video. So, like, I totally get it. I totally get it. But then that way, a lot of people will stop watching that channel if there's too many ads too. But I agree with you. I think that whenever anybody does something as a job, they should be paid for it. You know? All right, my friends, it is 11 o'clock. I can't believe chat is already over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my gosh, Sandra. Go check out Sandra's channel. She says, I've been editing one video for 6 hours because my laptop keeps crashing. It takes time, effort, and money to make a video for YouTube. 100%. Support small creators. If you enjoy a small creator, watch their videos, engage with their videos, share their videos with your friends. We lose the authenticity sometimes, and then we don't support smaller creators. So definitely take the time to one thing you can do is, like, let's say I wanted a review on this Milani Cheek Kiss. You can search for Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blush and then search by newest video, and you'll find a lot of smaller creators that are just starting out, and you may find someone you absolutely love, and they get hidden by the algorithm because they're not getting the views. It's very difficult to get views when you're a smaller channel. So I strongly recommend sorting by newest rather than most popular, or what YouTube recommends to you, to find some new people that you may love. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you, Sandra, for that. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend or your week. And have a wonderful week too. Stay safe out there. We know that COVID is getting a little out of control with the Delta variant. So make sure, please, please, please be safe. I want you to live. I want you to not get sick. In my opinion, I think you should get vaccinated. I want to spread that message as well. Of course, everyone has to choose what they want to do, but I'm vaccinated. My husband's vaccinated. My oldest child is vaccinated. My son will be vaccinated as soon as he is able to. Highly, definitely support that and want to spread that message as well. Please stay safe out there. I want you around. Thank you so much for watching. Mad love to you, and I'll see you in a video very, very soon. Bye.